What's up, YouTube? This is KNG to the JEHU of Wall Street. Okay, so today in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys on a trade recap for the past 2 weeks on Usdjpy and 1 week on XAUUSD. So the reason for this is because in January, my win rate wasn't high. That's why you guys didn't see me here. And the reason for that was because I was trading gold and BTC. So there's so much volatility of gold and BTC make it less attractive to smart money concept and less responsive to my strategy. So what I do right now, I got transition back to currency pairs, like USDJPY, USDCHF, ADUSD, but normally it's just USDJPY. But from next week, I'm going to be adding ADUSD and USDCHF to the calendar, to my watch list. But for right now, I'm going to just give you this back test of since around 28 January when I started monitoring USDJPY, what I've discovered, what I've noticed, and how I'm going to be trading mostly in Asian session for USDPY and New York session for XAUUSD. Now, apart from that, I am also going to be getting, I'm going to be doing something very fun and interesting from next week. I am going to be getting a challenge account rather, and I'd like you guys to come back to this channel and also watch how we're going to take that account, pass the first phase, pass the second phase, get funded, and get payouts. In case we have any failures in any of these stages, we just go again and start over. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be getting one every month. So to make the account to last for a whole month, we're going to split the $800 risk because the 10K account and the maximum drawdown is 8%. So $800 risk divided by 16 trading days, which is going to be 4 trading days every week, and that's going to be $50 risk every single day, 4 days in a week. So I'm going to be trading Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because Mondays are actually not really necessarily good trading days overall in general. So just kindly, if you have clicked on this video, do well to stay to the end because I assure you you're actually going to learn a lot. You're going to see a lot. You're going to see in case what you have not seen, and if you're also a USDJPY trader, you're just gonna relate or something like that. So if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is KNG. Sorry, my name is KNG of Wall Street. I go by KNG to the JEHU of Wall Street. So click the link in, click the subscribe button, hit the like button. Pizza, pizza, pizza. And also stay to the end of this video. A very sweet update is coming up for you guys at the end of this video. So yeah, let's get into it. What's up, guys? So from this chart, if you look, you can see this was around 28th January that I started having this massive win rate because in early January I used my time to be backtesting and trading things like gold and BTC, so my win rate was low. Now from ending here, you can see we have this 15 minutes. Sorry, this is a 3-hour order block. Now on this same zone where we had this 3-hour order block, if I dive down to 15 minutes, you're going to see we had, when last price was at this place, we had an order block, and then most of these moves, if you check your time, you see that they happened like early in the morning, this particular sell all the way to this point. So what I started doing was I'll highlight bullish structures, highlight bearish structures, and then I'm going to wait for wherever price is going to react from before I get confirmation entry. Now if you check this one, you can see we have this 15 minutes order block here, which is this one. Now highlighted the order block, and then this was the liquidity. I waited for price to trigger, and then it triggered. But then I haven't funded account, so there was nothing. It was just monitoring like that. And even before this one happened, I also highlighted this in the early morning of that particular day. Then you can see price triggered it, right? After price triggered it, and this one too had this liquidity which came and did equal highs, and price came and took it out and sold all together. Then there was also a 5 minutes re-entry here, You can also see this 15-minute order block right here. So the entry was going to be after the reaction, and then this was the sell that happened in New York session. So as I said, trading is only going to be during Asian session and New York session. London session will be for me to sleep or do other things. For this one, something like this. So after price took out this liquidity tap, that's when the buy started, and then went down on tap. Buy is not just going to enter immediately. You need to wait for a confirmation here, somewhere on the 5-minute time frame. But because this was a night time, price did not actually snipe. But anyways, entry was here. During that time, I was just studying. I actually funded my account, but that period I wasn't ready to take any risk. I just wanted to be sure that what I actually know still works in the market. And if you trade SMC, this is the best time to go back to currency pairs until you get rich. Then you can go to gold and BTC, because those pairs are actually traded with a different approach. Now you can see, since after this buy, we had continuous buys to the upside. So naturally, you'll be expecting this point of interest, which price never returned to, right? Because the bullish pressure was strong. But as price keep going, you can even enter from right here and not even close. But anyways, the bullish pressure was strong, so price did not pull back. It just continued. Now when the next week opened, we had a 30-minute order block on this spot here. That's the order block that price bounced to buy for the Monday. And then the next day was Tuesday. That was when I highlighted this. I'll post the trade recap too. This was also another 30-minute order block. But let me just go to 30 minutes so that you see it clearly. So this was the Monday. You can see the order block for Monday. And then I highlighted all these too, but this was the nearest. And then I suspected that, okay, fine, since the pressure is strong, we're not going to actually pull back so much. So Tuesday, the buy continued. The buy did not go far on Tuesday. It just went about just went about 74 pips. Then Wednesday, price came to this breaker block here. You can see that sniper. Continued buying. On Wednesday is one of the days where price, the major moves of the market happens. I remember when I was watching ICT videos earlier, I think 2024, so when I started trading, I still said that Wednesday is the best day to trade, because if you catch any move, it's gonna be really long. Like this one, you see about 130 pips. And then price even kept going beyond. And then this was now on Thursday where I caught this breaker block, and all these trades are in Asian session. All these trades are Asian session trades. So yeah. Now this was Thursday. This was when I caught. My TP was very far, but it did not reach my TP. But I got out with break even somewhere around half of the move. And then after that, price did a CRT somewhere here, and then it continued buying till it got to this point. I started selling. Now at this point, we had two explanations for why sell happened at this point. First explanation is that Japanese actually had a new prime minister of recent, and that prime minister promised to readjust the economy and the yen and all those stuff. So that's why Japanese yen immediately just became strong and started selling. Then secondly, if you look on your 15-minute time frame, you can see this indecision candle we have right here. Yeah. So you select the whole candle, and you see, actually select the body of the candle, enter from the no, sorry, let me just use this. from the last week of the candle to the body because it's a sell. If it's a buy, you're going to select from the body downwards. So if I drag this from here up to this side, and then that was what will happen. So the election results and all those things coupled with this 15-minute indecision candle. So you see fundamental and technical aligning, and then from this point, price just started dropping to the downside, dropping massively. It didn't even pull back to some of these points of interest. And I know the reason for this is because whenever we have a trend line, price tends to clear out that trend line in a very short period of time, because trend lines are called draw on liquidity draw. So if you check from here, you see that price was just ascending. So the moment price broke out from this point, already you know that your sell is coming. Price already broke out of the trend line. So the buy wasn't strong again, and then the next thing you got this point of interest. Cool. And then we started selling to the downside. Now this type of trend is actually good because the first week you had buys, second week you had sales. And what happened in the second week? If you check, you see that most of this sell happened in Asian session. Like this one. I even thought price going to reach up to here, but price did not. So Asian session, the next day, and then this is sold to somewhere here, and then the next day it just continued selling, and then the other next day, that was when this one happened. Price just pulled, price closed somewhere around here, and then the market opened here. There was a 15-minute order block here, and then price now sold again. Let me go to 15 minutes so that you see it. So when you calculate, you see that okay, fine, the major session to trade Usdjpy is Asian, then you're going to actually stop sleeping, because Asian session is around like 12 to like 5 a.m. Nigerian time. So you have to be awake within that period. Now you see the sell. This is how many pips there. This is 165 pips before price now started moving during London session, which with no POI, no nothing. And then NFP news came out, and then they did this PPPP that happened here just to weak out people that were still in trade for the day. And then price continued selling. And then the next day, I now caught another trade here. That was also another Asian session. And I entered like this. No worry, I'm going to show you the recap. Entered like this, and then my take profit was this 15 minutes. There was a 15, the nearest liquidity. Was this one. This previous place that we had this buy from, that's my nearest liquidity. So that's why I just put my TP, and then no, sorry, not that one. My liquidity was this one. Because price has already gone below this low. Price has already taken liquidity here. So my next liquidity was here. And then that was how I was able to hit TP. And immediately after the TP, the price reversed. And then the next day, I also came back to Asian session. I was looking for a sell, but Usdjpy has already entered into consolidation. That's why I wasn't able to catch a sell on Friday. So what did I do on that Friday? I just went back to XAUUSD. XAUUSD, I was able to catch few move before price actually reversed on me. But if you check this, you see that firstly we had this 15-minute order block and liquidity resting. So I had analyzed that fine, we're going to be buying for that day. Now after that, I wasn't even on the market early. It already triggered from 5-minute time frame. I was already moving. So since I already missed the first move, which was this one, you can see the other block right here. So since I've missed the first move, I went down to 1 minute time frame, which on the 5 minute time frame you can see there's another order block too here. But I just did mine from the 1 minute time frame. So this was the first entry. This is the liquidity. Then from the 1 minute time frame, I got this OB, and then once it triggered, news also came out. You can see we have the trade history. News also came out and then pushed it up, and I got this re-entry too from 1 minute, and we're already here, like really far. But price did not get to full TP yet. It now created another 5 minute order block that it wanted to trigger, and that point of interest is here. See, so that was how I got wicked out, so that price can do what it wants to do. Anyways, so this particular sell happened in New York session, because I believe, based on my experiences of the past and my winning trades, that the best time to trade gold is New York session. Gold also moves in Asian session sometimes, right? Depending on the economic and market news and all those stuff. And those times too, it used to be very sweet thing to like catch a move in New York session, in the Asian session for gold. But for me, preferably just go in New York. And you see from here, price still bought and went back to that same TP I was targeting. So what does that mean? That means that this move here was the liquidity for the next POI. And then after that, we are still bullish. So what next? You see, we have this OB again on a 1 minute time frame. And then you can decide not to make your SL that large, depending on how much you're willing to risk. But the essence is that if price is going to respect an OB, it should bounce on the top. So, and then where will you now target next now? Check your 15-minute time frame. You're going to see a breaker block, kind of like a resistance zone that is expected to turn to support. So this is the zone right here where you see I'm putting the stick. So you now go down back to your 1 minute. You see, so basically just knowing the direction of the market and then getting your entries in that direction. That's just what trading is all about. This is another 18 hour. So all this wholesale was from New York session, and then I think this last one happened in Tokyo session after New York. So this just summarizes the concept of what I'm talking about. Trading is time based, and no matter the strategy you have, the time at which you enter the market is also very necessary, because you're not entering the market at the right time, you're actually going to be fucked up. So that's what I've seen in this video. Alright guys, thank you for watching that video. That was a nice recap. So officially I'm facing this, I'm back to YouTube. So just ready from what I said previously, get your popcorn. We're gonna be doing a lot of fun things from next week. And also, if you're interested in taking my signals, there's a link in the description to check that out. But also remember that I have to be awake during Asian session and New York session. You can decide to sleep during London session or rearrange your sleeping time. For Asian session, you have to be active, to stay up for the grind. So like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Just whatever you do, share this channel with your friends. A lot of things. Just if you feel you got value, see you later.